this is Vanessa from Van's Van and Travels, and I think I just came here today to tell you I'm not really ready to come back. I'm messing up everything just right and left. My nerves they just got shot, and that's not anything that I've really ever had to deal with in my life. So anyway, I know one thing I have to do to make it easier for me is get myself a laptop, because I'm just running into all kind of problems. Things have changed since I did videos before, but now it's like they're putting me on a timer, and that makes me so mad. Well, all day today I've been trying to make a video. I started early this morning. I was in the mood, just real happy about it, and I've had to delete probably 15 or 20 videos, and I get so tired of saying the same thing over and over. But anyway, my daughter reminded me that I didn't tell all the story about the quartzite man, so I thought, since I'm not going to use the video that I was going to today, I'll tell you that part of it. After all the screaming and the yelling, and I hope I don't have any new people watching that doesn't know what I'm talking about. If you don't, go back to the previous video. Anyway, after we were done or I was done yelling and screaming, he put both of his hands over his ears, and he looked at me with the strangest look I ever saw in my life. He actually bowed his head all the way down and looked up at me like that. He almost looked like a snake. I don't know if you saw me. That's all I could think of. But anyhow, he said, we should have been just done, with the conversation. And he said, with his hands over his ears, "Where are you from, Texas?" And that's just the way he said it. And that made me mad, because I thought he was attacking my southern accent. And I hadn't lived in Mississippi since 1983, but I still lived in Indiana most of the time from the time I was about 13 years old. But that doesn't matter. I have a southern accent. I don't try to make excuses for why I talk the way I do. That's just the way I talk. I think we're about to get a little storm brewing here, so I better make this short. Anyway, the guy asked me where I was from, and I screamed at him as loud as I possibly could, and I said, Mississippi and Indiana. That's where I've lived all my life, because that's just about what he wanted to hear anyway, so I just satisfied his wandering soul. So anyway, I got out of there and left and went straight to Buckeye to get supplies, because that's where I go to Walmart. They have the best Walmart there, by the way. So I got my stuff at Walmart, and I went over to Aldi. We just got a new Aldi, and I was so happy to see it, because we don't have Aldis out here. And so they were having a grand opening, and I was all excited. And when I was taking my cart back, I'd already done my shopping. This man walked up to me, and he had never been there, and you have to put a quarter in the cart to get it. And he was pulling on the cart to get one while talking to me, and I'm just grinning, trying. I didn't want to interrupt him and tell him you have to put a quarter in it. So he reached over, and I was already going to give him my cart with the quarter in it. Just, we do that back in Indiana at Aldi's, and I'm sure you do wherever you are. And so he was pulling on the locked carts, and then he just put his hand on mine, and he laughed. He said, "Well, I'll just take yours." And I said, "Oh," since he didn't know what was wrong with the carts, I grinned, and I said, "You have to put a quarter in it." Well, he thought I said, "You have to give me a quarter before I'd give you my cart." And then he just got right in my face and screamed so loud, and "F you." And I thought, well, today's just my day, I guess, and I'm going to get out of here and go into hiding. But that day I had a gentleman to come out of the blue and defend me, and he really jumped on that guy. And I said, just leave him alone. I said, he's probably had the vaccines or has had COVID or has it. I said, he can't help it. Just leave him alone. Because I understand. He had that look about him, and I wasn't even mad at him. It just like frightened me. I mean, it's shocking when somebody just says that out of the blue and you're trying to help them. Anyway, that's the way it is today, so I guess that's what we have to deal with. And I'm not real good at dealing with stuff like that, so I just pretty much stay off to myself. I think that's all I was going to tell in this little video. I was kidding about stopping videos again. I'm going to continue doing them, but I've got to get more organized if I'm going to do it right. I never did do it right before because I never did really care, that I enjoyed it, but it wasn't that big of a deal. But now I am going to try to make a little money with it, with being monetized. And that goes into a long story too if Google lets me tell it. But I should have already been monetized a long time ago after Bob Wells and I did those videos. And because I had, I think at that time I had like 2,000 subscribers, and I already had my watch hours long before I got the 1,000. But they never would monetize me, but they showed ads during my videos. Well, I'm not going to let them show ads on my videos if they're not going to pay me, because that's what they're supposed to do. But I'm starting all over again, so all of you that believe in power of prayer, I'm calling on you to pray for me for real. First of all, for my healing, mostly right here, but that I'll be able to keep the channel and do well and bring you what you want to see in here. And I hope you can see this, because I'm looking toward my phone, but I really don't see the screen. The sun's about to put my eyes out. I love you guys, and I may not, I don't know how I'm going to do yet. I don't have a schedule, but I'm probably going to just today say expect once a week. I know I can do that, but I may have one every day. But don't hold me to being there every day, not right now anyway. I'll talk to you later. I'm going to shut my mouth. Bye-bye.